Let's take a closer look at the first pictures of the real RB19. I worked in the aero departments of McLaren, Force India and Racing Point for a couple of years, and today I'm a self-employed motorsport consultant, so let me know if you need help with your project. So we have to be very careful to draw any early conclusions, because the pictures we have so far are very blurry and this can change surfaces and shapes. But there are a couple of interesting details that are different from last year's car. So this year the floor edge is raised by 15 millimeters, and if you ever came close to the ground with a hoover, you know that that's a big difference. So it's easier for the front wheel wake to get underneath the car and mess up the underbody flow. So the general trend this year is to produce outwash to keep the front wheel wake outboard even more aggressively than last year. Teams do that with a center-loaded front wing, which produces more outwash, and with extra wide side pods and large bluff walls at the sides. And at the Red Bull we can see these things as well. The front wing changed to a center-loaded concept to produce more outwash, but also to use the increased suction underneath the wing to pull clean air towards the floor entry. The nose looks higher, which would support this theory, and it looks much fatter. But this could be a result of the blurry pictures and the fact that the nose is in a bright color. So we have to wait for better pictures here. In terms of side pods, it's no surprise that they look very similar to last year's bodywork because, as we pointed out last year, it's a very promising concept which can reliably keep the front wheel wake outboard. Just this year it looks like the side pods are slightly bigger and keep the front wheel wake as outboard as possible for as long as possible. Larger side pods allow for more cooling inside them, and so teams are able to have less center cooling, which makes the airbox slimmer and which improves the flow to the rear wing. Again, this could also be a result of the bright color of the airbox, but a smaller inlet would make sense. And another trend of 2023 seems to be to improve the shark fin Vortex. We saw changes in this direction at the Alfa Romeo, at the Haas, and also at the Red Bull. It looks like they use a very small shark fin to avoid the shark fin vortex for as long as possible, and then only use the smallest mandatory fin at the back. The vortex would then pass under the rear wing. It's a bit crazy to read anything out of this picture, but we have nothing to lose. So, all in all, it looks like Red Bull fine-tuned their successful concept of last year. Anything else would have been a big surprise. It would be great to see high-resolution pictures of the car soon, so we can talk a bit more about the details. So let me know what you think of what we have seen so far of the RB19 and check out my other F1 videos below.